Yasmin and I'm currently pursuing my studies in Foundation in Engineering at UiTM Dengkil. And this is a video on how to create a table and a graph using Google Sheets. So let's get started. So basically, there are three types of most commonly used application software, which are first, a word processing software, second, a presentation software, and lastly, a spreadsheet software. So the name may vary according to the company that launched them, but basically they have almost the same functions. For example, Microsoft has Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, while for Google, they have Google Sheets, Slides, and Docs. In this part, I'm going to explain to you the differences between these three application software in Google and their usefulness. Okay, so firstly, let me show you how to access to these application softwares. Firstly, you need to launch Google, and then you click on the 9 dots beside your profile picture, and it will show you tons of apps that is Google owned by Google. And if you scroll down, you can see a lot of productivity software such as Jamboard, Classroom, Google Earth, Google Keep, Google Hangouts, and also these three main applications that will be used to accomplish your task. We have Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. So before moving on towards this tutorial, I would like to explain what is the use of Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So for Google Docs, it's basically used for doing your report or doing your essay. It is more to a text-based kind of project. But for Google Slides, it is used for doing slides for your presentation. Now, other than that, you can also create an animation or even a GIF or even also a poster in these Google Slides. So before I move on, I would like to say what is the advantages using Google's app is firstly that when you can share your project towards your teammates or group mates or towards your friends, so you guys can edit it online together. Other than that, if suddenly your computer has malfunctioned and decided to shut off before you can save your document, don't worry, because it will be auto saved into your drive. So let's move on towards Google Sheets. So click on the icon, and then you will see there's a lot of templates that you can choose actually. If you scroll down, there's a 2020 calendar. You can create your monthly budget. You can create your own to-do list. You can also list down the pros and cons of something that you need to decide for. You can do an invoice, a financial statement, an employee shift schedule, or even you can do an assignment tracker to track your assignments. There's a lot of things that you can do in Google Spreadsheets. So firstly, you need to identify what do you want to do, so that you can select your template later. But based on this video, I will show you how to create a table and a graph. So let's start from scratch. Firstly, select blank. So it will lead you to this spreadsheet. Okay. Okay, so before that, I would like to explain to you what is this spreadsheet is all about. So firstly, this is called a row and this is called a column. So the selected cell here the selected box here is called a cell. Okay, so this cell has its own address. For example, here is A1. If I select the cell here, it's called C4. If I select the cell here, it's called B10. If I select the cell here, it's called E8. Okay, you get the idea. But anyway, why these cells have addresses is because if you want to show data and to another person and you want to tell the location of the data, you can just tell the data address such as D5 or C6, just like that. Okay, other than that, you can also rename your spreadsheet. For example, here I would like to rename it as CSR project. And as you can see here, it will be automatically saved in my drive. So I do not need to worry about it vanishing if I don't have the time to save it. So other than that, you can also add another sheet in the same tab. So here I have sheet 4. Okay, so you can just switch between the sheets if you have the data in different sheets. So what can I do towards this sheet? You can also delete it if you don't want it anymore. You can duplicate it, copy it to a new spreadsheet or an existing spreadsheet. If you want to rename it, if you want to change the color, and much more. Okay, so let's start on the tutorial. Okay, firstly, let's delete this sheet. Okay, so firstly, if you want to insert a text in the cell, you can either double click the cell and then insert the text you want. Insert the text. But if you don't want to do that, you can also click the cell and then click the space here and just insert the text. Okay, so that's how you insert the text in the cell. Okay, so now let's move on in creating the table itself. So firstly, for creating the table, you will need a title, right? And I would not like to start it from here. I would like to start it from here because I'm different from anybody else. So insert the title, just like that, double click, and then insert the title of this table. So in example, you want to create the table for your students' mark in the latest test. You want to know how much percentage of your students obtain full marks. So firstly, insert the title, the number of students that obtained full marks. I know this title is quite long, it's quite specific. Okay, so since you see here, the title has the space in the cell. So what can you do is first, either you can click on the line here and drag the line until it covers your text. But however, this will result for the other cells underneath it to also expand. So if you don't want that, you can just click on the cells that you wish to merge it together. So click on Format, Merge Cells, and Merge Horizontally. So now the pesky lines is gone. So this is considered as one cell. Okay, so moving on towards inserting the data. So you can click in number, just like how you do a regular table. Okay, wait. What if you have like 1000 numbers, 1000 data that you need to insert? You are totally not gonna insert the numbers one by one until 1000. That's so time wasting and so energy wasting. So what can you do is you can select these two cells, okay, and then you hover your cursor until it shows this plus sign, this black plus sign, and then drag it for as far as you want. So if you have 1000 numbers that you need to key in, you can just drag it until 1000. So you don't need to insert it one by one. Google Spreadsheet can do it for you. Okay, now, but I just want the numbers until 6 though. So let's delete these numbers. Okay, so now you can insert the data that you want in the table. Okay, so here you can insert in class the number of students. Number of students. So you can see that here the text has a seed. So you can just merge the cells. And then number of students who received full marks. Yes, it's a quite long title. Okay. So, you also have this bar that can slide. So you can just slide towards the end of the spreadsheet. Okay. So convenient. So lastly, you can insert here percentage. Okay. Format, merge cells, merge horizontally. Okay, so now we have this basic table, but let's edit it. Okay, So firstly, let's make the title in the middle. So you can do that by selecting all these cells until the end. So, and then format, merge cells and merge it horizontally. So now, to make it in the middle, you can click here, and voila, it's in the middle. That's how a title should be. So now let's see. You have these cells, right? And it doesn't line up with this. So how can you create the cells so it can be just like this cell? You can either merge these cells. Okay, so you have two options here. You can either just select all of the cells, format, merge cells, and make sure you merge them horizontally instead of merge them vertically. Or merge all. Okay, so let me show you what happens if you select merge all. It will just be one big box. So let's unmerge that. But if you merge them vertically, it will result in this, which you do not want that. So instead of that, you need to merge them horizontally. So voila, it is the same as the title. Let's do the same towards these other cells. Format, merge cell horizontally. But other than that, you can also, what you can do is, firstly just merge this row of cells, merge them horizontally, and then you hover your cursor until it shows the sign, and then just drag it down, and it automatically will merge the cells for you. Okay, so now let's continue filling the data. This is the name of the class, the imaginary class. A03. Don't look at me, I don't have any ideas for the class, okay? This is just an example anyway. I'm sorry. Okay, so now let's fill in the number of students. Let's say there's 27 people. There's 26 people. There's 28 people. There's 35 people. There's 27 people. There's 28 people. Okay, and then fill in the number of students who receive the full marks. So let's say there's 16 or 17. It was an easy test, okay. There's 18, I guess. There's 15. There's 16. And that's 14. Okay, so now, how do you want to count the percentage is, okay, first let's merge the cells first. You can manually count the percentage using your calculator, but why would we want to do that if the Google Sheets can do it for you? Okay, so to count the percentage, you have two options. Okay, so to count the percentage, you can insert the function here. When calculating something, not just percentage, you have two options. Either you insert your formula, or you can use functions. The function is available here at this zigzag sign. And you have a lot of choices. Either you can count the sum, an average, or max or min of the data. But today we will be using the formula. Okay, so in inserting formula, you must make sure that you have the equal sign, or unless it will not work. So now we would like to count the percentage. So let's see select the cell here. Select the cell here. Divide by the cell here. Times 100. And enter. So now you have the value. But this is quite a long value, so you can click here to decrease the decimal places. So I would like just one decimal places. So I will click it until it became like this. So now, do you need to count it for each cell? No, you can just drag it down. So it will do the calculations for each of this row. So now you have the percentages. Okay, so now we're done with the table. You can actually decorate the table according what you want it to be. Okay, so firstly, to color the table, we can select the cell that you want to color it, and then click fill color. So now you should select a color that makes the text show, that you can, that highlight the text. But I would like to select this color. It's quite a beautiful color. Okay, now you can continue on coloring your table. Okay, so now you have completed coloring your table. Other than that, you can also bold the title and everything that you want to bold. So just double click the cell, select the text, and click bold. You can do it to all of your titles. Okay, so now you've done with bolding the text. You can touch up this table by making them in the center. So what you can do is first select all the cells and text that you wish to put it in the middle, and click here and click center. So now it's in the center. Other than that, you can also make it vertically center by clicking vertical align and select middle. It doesn't show a lot of differences, but if you have a big cell and the text is underneath it, you can line it in the middle. Okay, so let's do it to all of our data. Okay, so now this table is quite enough, but you want to bold the borders. So you can select the whole table, click borders, and select here. So now it has borders. What such a beautiful table here. Okay, so now we have learned how to create a table, how to decorate it, and how to do the calculations. But now we need to know how to create a graph, right? So firstly, what you can do is select the data that you want to be put in the graph. So like me, I would like to put the number of class, the name of the class, and I would like to put in the percentage. You should actually select them both, but I cannot select them both because they are far away. What you can do is select, click the control button on your keyboard and select the other column I meant. So now you can select them both. Okay, now you have selected them, you can click insert and click chart. Okay, so now there's this chart we have. This is a very basic chart, but this is a column chart, okay? So if you don't want to do a column chart, you want to do a different type of chart, there's a lot of types of charts that you can have here. There's a pie chart if you want. The pie chart can also have a hole in the middle. It's called donut chart, okay? Okay, so you can choose a lot of type of charts. You can even use a map. But in this video, I would like to use a basic column chart. So you can also customize your chart by clicking the customize, and you click the chart style. So you can choose a better background. I would like to choose this color as it's more aesthetic. But you can choose any type of color according to your wants. Change the border color to black. You can also make it 3D if you want to. To change if you want to insert a chart title, you can click chart and access titles, click title text and insert your title. For this data, I would like to insert this type of title. Percentage of students obtained full marks. You can change the font. You can also bold it, and other than that, you can also change the text color. Okay. You can also change the font size if you want to, but I will make it that way. Okay. So other than that, you can also add some grid lines and ticks. Just click at the minor count as 10, and at the major count as 6 if you want to, but I will just keep it on auto. So now you can also add some major ticks and minor ticks. Major ticks is this, and minor ticks is the little ones, okay? But I will not like to add the minor ticks, so I will just remove it. Okay, other than that, you can also change the color of these boxes. I would like to change it to the color of this. Okay, so other than that, you can also, if you wish to edit the chart later, you can just click the three dots here and click edit chart. If you want to delete the chart, or if you want to copy the chart or move it to another sheet. Okay, so now just adjust the chart where you want to put it so it can be visible, and that's that. So that's how you create a table and a graph using Google Sheets. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and have obtained the information that you were searching. That's all from me. I'm sorry for all my wrongdoings, and thank you.